quick morning update. Well, I guess it's not morning now, it's afternoon of the 31st. I was up till like 5 a.m. reading stuff and watching live streams, so I woke up late. But I just want to update people on police brutality. First, in the news, Jake Paul and his friends were caught looting and trashing property in Scottsdale, Arizona last night. I just think that's pretty funny. So, Jake Paul in it. Among the looters. That is just so perfect. That is so just perfect symbolism of all of this. Anyway, so between the 28th and the 30th, here's a quick recap of the evil police and government response. First, Trump says looting starts shooting, quoting a sheriff or police chief from the civil rights era who wanted to sick dogs on people. Trump also says he wants to sick dogs on people if they come towards the White House and wants to use what was something like impressive weapons against them. Insane. That was the 28th, and I think the 29th. Then on the 28th to the 30th, this is what the police have done. Minneapolis cop has driven by pepper-sprayed protesters. Minneapolis cops have arrested Omar Jimenez, CNN reporter, and his entire camera crew. In New York City on the 29th, cops hit protesters with their car as they drive by. In Brooklyn, on the night of the 29th, an officer from the 73rd District walked by a petite girl, slammed her into the ground for absolutely no reason, gave her severe brain trauma, made her have a seizure. In San Jose, cops are filmed on the 30th enjoying this, getting pumped about taking down rioters and their fellow countrymen, if there is even a single country that we are part of anymore. Also, on 30th in the evening, New York Police Department reverses and slams a car into protesters blocking them. Like a group of hundreds of protesters starts to run them over like Charlottesville. Also, the night of the 30th, HuffPost reporter Chris Mathias captured by New York PD. He was finally released early this morning, but no one knew what was happening. And I don't say arrest, I say capture because they're chasing people through the streets. Vice correspondent also, although he was released almost immediately, hiding with other reporters in a gas station. Police chasing them and raiding the gas station, saying, "Get down, go home," or whatever. And they're like, "Press, press." Police are pointing rubber bullets at them, pepper spray them, put them on the ground for absolutely no reason. They're just filming. To see reporters wearing helmets and having to hide from the police is insane. Then in Oklahoma City, they immediately start to tear gas people before anything starts. Within hours of the protest starting, completely peaceful, they start arresting people for no reason, friends of my friends. And I'm watching these live streams, and there's nothing going on, and police start tear gassing. Within an hour of telling them, as long as you don't touch officers, it's fine. They start tear gassing people. The last I saw, they've already tear gassed people in Oklahoma City 3 times within hours of them starting. Peaceful protests. I'm seeing it with my own eyes. It's insane. Early morning or late night of the 30th or early morning of the 31st, Unicorn Riot is live streaming. Cops start hitting him with batons as he's filming, telling him they don't care if he's pressed to get out. And then here's the newest stuff. Evening of May 30th. Minneapolis police walk along an empty neighborhood street in the Whittier neighborhood of Minneapolis. People on their own porch are filming. Police command them to get in their house for no reason. There's no protesters in the street. The police, 100 police officers in riot gear are walking, and they're just filming from their porch. And when they they're right against their door, police yell, "Get inside," for no reason. And then a cop yells, "Light them up," and all of the police, seriously, 20 police officers, turn and start shooting rubber bullets at these people on their own property, filming, doing nothing. So it's May 30th in Minneapolis. Also in Minneapolis, LA Times reporter and at least 12 other reporters and their crew were chased by police, flashbanged, tear gassed, and shot rubber bullets at point blank when the reporters were asking them, "Where do you want us?" They were chased into a building and forced to hide from the police, the press. At least 12. The reporter says, officers started firing tear gas indiscriminately into the street. We watched cameras rolling, but instead of passing, the officers turned, backed us up against the precinct wall, and fired at us. "Press," I shouted, waving my notebook an arm's length away from an officer in riot gear. The officer said nothing, just kept firing. Her coworker was hit in the face. Other reporters piled on top of me against the wall. But the officers kept firing. We realized we had to run. We were not exempt. They were treating us as scofflaws. That's the night of the 30th. In Los Angeles, California, a podcaster filmed LA County Sheriff telling her to go to her car, even though her car is across hundreds of police zooming across the street in their cars. She can't get to her car. And she tells them she's press and that she's filming this and that she wants to get to her car but can't. And the police are screaming at her, telling her to go to her car. She's going to get hit. She can't get to her car. And they're screaming and pushing her. Then she films shortly after. This is on the 31st, this morning. She gets to her car and drives away with other cars, and they can't move. They're stuck in traffic on the street. They can't get out. And the police, a wall of riot police, just start firing rubber bullets at them in their cars for no reason as they're trying to comply with orders. Then I'm going to backtrack a second because I have this out of order. Last night, May 30th, a Twitter user said he spoke to a friend who was trying to help put out fires at a local shop where they live in Minneapolis with some other of his neighbors, and because the fire department couldn't get there, so they're trying to prevent the shop owner from losing their shop and from it spreading to their apartment. They're putting buckets of water on it. Police throw a flashbang at them, point blank, because they don't want them helping. They don't want them trying to save their building. Insane that Minnesota police would rather let a shop burn than let the neighbors try to help their own neighborhood. And at the same time, people are saying, don't destroy your own neighborhoods. Don't destroy your own neighborhoods. COP won't let you even help prevent that. They want you to destroy your neighborhood. It's disgusting. So that's update on police brutality in all of this. That's what I've seen as of this morning. There's obviously a lot more stuff going on that we're not seeing. I'm going to talk about outside agitators later because it's just ridiculous. But there's a police brutality update.